I'm Dr. Rick Wilson from Rice University, and this is Polytricks.
Is it possible to curb bullying in social media? Because of the social distance provided by social media, it's easy to slip into bullying others. It only takes typing a few characters and then clicking on send. You never have to confront the object of your scorn face to face. Well, in most offline social situations, when someone says or does something that violates the norms, others will let that person know. Social shaming is effective in punishing norms violators, largely because the bully is directly confronted. The question is whether shaming norms violators can take place on social media and whether it's effective. This is a difficult question to study. Every day there are an estimated 500 million tweets, and there are an estimated 1 billion active Instagram users every month. Well, how can one possibly wade through all these exchanges, isolate instances of violating social norms, and then figure out whether social shaming was used and whether it was effective? A very clever experiment by Kevin Munger, published in Political Behavior, looks at a group of Twitter users who have racially harassed others online. In particular, Munger scraped Twitter accounts for users who'd used the racially charged N-word that was directed at someone else. He only included white males that he could identify from their user account. He also calculated the offensiveness of their tweets by determining how often swear words appeared. To be included in the experimental sample, Munger determined that at least 3% of a person's tweets had to be offensive. What was experimentally manipulated? Well, Munger drew on work in social psychology that notes that shaming works best when delivered by a high-status member of the in-group. To accomplish this, Munger created 4 different bots, fake identities on Twitter. The bots were represented by cartoon avatars. 2 were dark-colored and 2 were light-colored, with the light-colored avatars representing the in-group for the white subjects. Each of the pairs of avatars was either given a large Twitter following or a small following. This represents difference in status. All of the avatars were provided with a history of mostly innocuous tweets. Munger randomly assigned subjects to one of 5 treatment groups, a control group that received no feedback, and the remainder to one of 4 bots. In the treatment groups, after a subject sent a racist slur, the bots tweeted one time, quote, "Hey man, just remember that there are real people who were hurt when you harass them with that kind of language," end quote. Munger measured the change in the use of the N-word 1 month prior to and 1 month after the intervention. He found that the high-status in-group bot sending a tweet resulted in a decrease in the use of racial slurs for up to a month by the target subject. Sadly, none of the other bots had any effect on the use of slurs on Twitter. As Munger notes, this is a positive finding. Social shaming can work on social media. However, it requires in-group membership and someone with perceived status. This means standing up to bullies is most likely to be effective when the person is drawn from the same group and who is above being bullied. The article shows what a well-designed experiment can tell us in the face of a complicated and data-rich environment. Well, the study is fascinating. Read it yourself.